If you're following the news, all of the headlines about conditions in the current housing market may leave you with more questions than answers. Is the boom over? Is the market crashing or correcting? Here's what you need to know. The housing market is moderating compared to the last 2 years. But what everyone needs to remember is that the past 2 years were record-breaking in nearly every way. The record low mortgage rates and millennials reaching peak home buying years led to an influx of buyer demand. At the same time, there weren't enough homes available to purchase thanks to many years of underbuilding and sellers holding off on listing their homes due to the health crisis. This combination led to record high demand and record low supply that wasn't going to be sustainable for the long term. The latest data shows early signs of a shift back to the market pace seen in the years leading up to the pandemic, not a crash nor a correction. Realtor.com says, the housing market is at a turning point. We're starting to see signs of a new direction. The Showing Time Showing Index, which tracks the traffic of home showings, according to agents and brokers, it shows that home showings skyrocketed during the pandemic, and while current buyer demand has begun to moderate slightly based on the latest data, showings are still above the 2019 levels. And since 2019 was such a strong year for the housing market, this helps show that the market isn't crashing, it's just at a turning point. That's moving back towards more pre-pandemic levels. Headlines are also talking about how existing home sales are declining, but perspective matters. Going all the way back to 2019, looking at existing home sales, data from the National Association of Realtors again shows a similar story emerges. The pandemic numbers of existing home sales beat the more typical year of 2019 home sales. And according to the latest projections for 2022, the market is on pace to close this year with more home sales than in 2019 as well. It's important to compare today not to the abnormal pandemic years, but to the most recent normal year to show the current housing market is still strong. Bottom line, if recent headlines are generating any concerns, look at a more typical year for perspective. The current market is not a crash or correction. It's just a turning point towards more typical pre-pandemic levels. Let's connect if you have any questions about our local market here in the Keys. And let me talk to you about what it means when you buy or sell this year. I'm Jamie Engel with the Florida Keys Home Team, and I'm here to help, offering personalized and professional service. And remember, who you work with really does make the difference.